right, good morning and welcome to the Wake Up Call. I got the lines muted and the call being recorded, so thanks for dialing in this morning. Top of the morning to you. My name's Kirby. I'm dialing in from Tennessee. Beautiful blue sky here today. And we've got a great chapter lined up for you. And if you didn't know this, we're going through Little Things Matter, the book. And you can download that book if you want. If you don't have the book, you can order it. It's a great book to have. Or you can download a free copy of it on a PDF file. Just go to Google and type in Little Things Matter free download, and it will bring up a link that you can click and download and stay abreast of the chapters. I think we're on 59 today, going through the whole book. And if you miss a call, you can always go to Z, like in zebra, wakeupcall.com, and each one is recorded and posted there about 30 minutes after we do the call. So with that said, we appreciate everybody dialing in. We love kicking off our day with this 15-minute inspirational call on a specific topic. So if you're not following along with us, you can jump in and out anytime that you want. Just know that. And with that, I'm going to introduce the founder of the Wake Up Call, the lady that had the idea to do this some decade ago or so, and that is my Valentine, my wife, Miss Cindy Wright. Cindy, you got the call.
All right. Thank you, Kirby. And good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Wake Up Call. We are on Chapter 59, The Master the Art of Apology. This is a great chapter. He said, apologizing is not as simple as saying, I'm sorry. Thoughtful and genuine apologies repair and rebuild relationships, but thoughtless or insincere apologies may do more harm than good. Think of the last time you apologized for something you said or did. What words did you speak? Were they heartfelt and honest? Did your voice tone and body language send the same message as your words? Were excuses and justifications mixed in with your apology? The way in which we apologize says a lot about our character. Do we accept full responsibility for the things we say and do, or do we feel the need to explain the reason for our actions by pointing fingers? Do the words coming out of our mouths have real meaning, or are we just apologizing because it's expected? We all make mistakes. No one's perfect. But how we rebound from those mistakes and apologize for our behavior will play a critical role in the impressions we make and the respect we receive from our friends, family, and coworkers. Someone wisely said that a bend in the road is not the end of the road unless you fail to make the turn. If done correctly, your apology will restore a relationship and make a positive impression, distinguishing you as someone who accepts responsibility for your actions. He said, my wife and I have 4 children, so you can imagine there have been numerous times when we've had to remind them about how to give a proper apology. The tips below are based on the lessons we have taught our children over the years, and I give my wife full credit for helping all of us learn how to make these things right. The 3 things he said to remember when you apologize. Number 1, don't justify your actions or make excuses. Giving an explanation or justification when you apologize cheapens your apology. The best way to apologize is to accept responsibility for your actions and start with the obvious words, I'm sorry. You may want to take it a step further and add, I was wrong. Those are 3 hard words to say, I was wrong. This won't be easy. It takes a strong person to accept responsibility for his or her actions and not try to justify them. Blaming others undermines your apology. Number 2, mean what you say. Be genuine and honest, making sure your tone and body language are consistent with the words you speak. If you try to fake an apology, people will see right through it, and it will only make the situation worse. If you have done something you shouldn't have done or said something you shouldn't have said, you have made a negative impression. And insincere apology is like pounding that negative impression into their head with a hammer. It's a sure way to lose respect. You may need a little time to pass in order to collect your thoughts before delivering a genuine apology. But don't let the clock run out. When you know you need to apologize, the sooner you can do it effectively, the better. And then number 3, ask for forgiveness. After you have apologized, then seek forgiveness. Offer to make amends if appropriate. Hopefully the other person will forgive you and you can both move on. Kirby, I mean, here we are, we've been married 41 years on Tuesday, and I was really bad at this in the beginning of our marriage. I was so not the one that wanted to come say, I'm sorry, when we disagreed or had an argument. Kirby was so good at it, coming and, he'd be the first one to say, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that, or, and then I'm like, okay, going, oh, okay, yeah, I'm sorry too, that kind of thing. We have definitely had those times when we're like, I'm sorry. No, you're not. You don't mean that. You can hear it in the tone. Like a week ago, well, Kirby's going to kill me for doing this, but he broke his toe, or I don't know if he broke it, but it was damaged really bad, his little toe. And don't ask him how he did. And so it was purple and red, and it was hurting so bad it was keeping him up at night. And so one day I went to give him a hug, and I gave him a hug and a kiss, and he just like, you're on my toe. I stepped on that toe, and he was so mad. And I'm like, he said, that hurt so bad. And I'm like, Kirby, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. He goes, well, it hurt. Why did you step on my toe? He was so mad at me for stepping on his toe. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I mean, I went in my bathroom and cried because he was not accepting my apology, because he was so pissed because he was hurting so bad from it. So anyway, it was like one of those times where I tried so hard, but the pain he was enduring was not helping him accept that apology. So I'll give it to you for your feedback, Kirby.
Okay, thank you for giving me an opportunity to defend myself on that one. It was not so much that you stepped on my toe, it was that you were standing on my toe. You didn't step on it and immediately remove your foot. You just stood there kissing me, and I'm like, that hurts. Move your foot. So anyway, it wasn't that you stepped on it so much that you stepped and stayed on it. You were standing on my toe and didn't even know it. So it's like, move your foot. Anyway, sorry about that. So this apology chapter here, I'm reading over it, listening to it, and I don't have that much of an issue with the apology part. My issue is accepting the responsibility and accepting the fact that I did something wrong. That's where I get stuck. If I can't recognize that I did something wrong, I can't even think about giving an apology. So it's good word on how to do the apology and what you need to make it sincere, et cetera. And I think when I do make an apology, I'm sincere about it, and that's not the issue for me. Again, the issue for me is just recognizing that I screwed up, that I said something that I shouldn't have said in anger or whatever, or I didn't do something I should have done. Happens sometimes as well. So my understanding that, accepting that responsibility, and then taking the initiative to make an apology is kind of where I get hung up. And Cindy, I appreciate you saying that I was good at that in the beginning. I don't know that I was, but I know that if we don't make that apology and something comes up like this, we can get stuck for hours or days, probably about as long as we get stuck anymore, but used to maybe weeks or months, get stuck on something that I did or she did that we didn't apologize for, and we could just got fixated on that and hold on to that anger about it and not let it go. And the apology can let that go and increase the communication again, get that communication flow going. So some good stuff and stuff to think about. And Cindy, I think there may be a challenge, so I'll give it back to you, and then we'll close out the call.
Well, when you think about it as a kid, your mother or father would make you apologize to, like, your brother or sister. You apologize right now. I mean, I'm sure we did it to our own kids. You apologize right now. And, for saying something to your mother or to your sister or whatever, and it's like, okay, fine, I'm sorry. It's like that's how it's like we're forced to do it when we're growing up. So we don't really learn what this heartfelt apology is, and to be able to really think about it and think, I did wrong, I need to apologize. For me, I didn't get to make that decision on my own. My mom was always, you apologize right now. And so I think it's the way we're taught how to apologize, which probably hurts us growing up or helps us depending on how you were taught. His challenge is, who needs an apology from you? Do you have any damaged relationships? Make the call today to set up an appointment with someone whom you have wronged, offended, or misguided. Think about the words you will use and the way you will deliver those words. Will you accept the challenge? The last thing he says, when you have done or said something to hurt another person, you have to make a choice. You have a choice to make. You can ignore it and let your relationship suffer the consequences, or you can make things right by offering a heartfelt apology. So something to think about for sure, and I know once you allow time to go by, it just gets harder and harder to go do that apology, because it's like, if you let weeks go by or months go by, then it makes it just harder and harder, and probably sometimes we never do it. So with that, I'll let you close the call, and we'll say good morning to everyone.
All right. So when I was a kid, I had a younger brother that was 3 years younger. My older brother was 10 years older, so he was out of the house most of the time that I remember. It was my younger brother and I, and when we would get into an argument or a fight or whatever, my mom would do that, make us apologize and then shake his hands. And we would do that. And to Cindy's point, I don't think I learned that much about the apology and why it was, important until he apologized to me. Okay, so when I was forced to make that apology, I would do it, but I didn't mean it, and I'd shake his hand and we'd move on down the road, and then we'd get in a fight later probably. I didn't really learn anything about the apology, why that was even important by doing it, but when he did something and she made him apologize to me and shake my hand, then I'm like, oh, okay, now this kind of makes sense why we're doing this, because I want that from him. I want him to say he was sorry because he did something that made me mad or whatever. So things to think about. Thank you, Cindy, for the chapter and the challenge. And with that, we'll say goodbye. Let me unmute the line so we can say goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I love
Thank you.